Alrighty, guys, we have a ton of snow to track, at least for some of us in the Northeast. What's going on, guys? Certified meteorologist Jonathan Kagas back with you. We're going to talk about Storm 1 in this video. That's the chance for severe weather in the south. It's also going to be the snow and ice in the mid-Atlantic, and then the snow to rain for some of us in the Northeast. It's going to be really close in New York City. We're going to break it all down for you. Storm 2 coming to the Great Lakes. That's going to be early next week into the Monday, Tuesday time frame. Still looks like there's enough cold air for Detroit, Chicago maybe. We're going to show you the latest on that system as well. Stick around for that. And then at the end of the video, looking a little long range through the middle of January, it looks like the cold kind of blasts in for parts of the country. We're going to break down who has the best chance to be really cold. Hey, before we get into the video, I do want to thank everybody that was watching and correctly corrected me. I said Billy Joel said 2 out of 3 ain't bad. It was Meatloaf. I don't know what I was thinking. But thank you guys for being so nice and posting that in the comments. I don't know what I was thinking. I did say in that video that I needed coffee, but I digress. All right, we're going to break things off here, start things off with winter weather alerts. And if you happen to find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And if you do want to stay updated on the winter weather, severe weather, hurricane season when it comes, hit subscribe for me. All right, winter storm watch is up from just west of New York City. So we are not included in this watch in the New York City metro, but up towards Boston, Portland, Albany, Rutland. This is going to be a great system for the ski resorts that desperately need snow. It's been rough. You guys all know that. Winter storm warnings from State College, PA, just south of Scranton into Harrisonburg, Roanoke, Virginia, also into that winter storm warning. As we get deeper down the spine of the Blue Ridge, though, this is going to be more for ice versus snow. I think there's going to be a little bit of it. In the purple color here, Greensboro into Boone, winter weather advisories, and then Asheville, we're under that winter storm warning as well for a little bit of snow and ice. So what does all that mean? We're going to break it down here with the high-resolution future radar. So here we go, and we're focusing on the south first because there could be some rocking storms across the North Gulf Coast. We're starting the timeline here at Friday at 8 o'clock. Darker reds and oranges indicate the nasty thunderstorms here rolling across. We have some snow getting going around southern Illinois, parts of Missouri, and into St. Louis. So we also have a winter weather advisory in play. Fast forwarding to the overnight, there's 2 o'clock in the morning. Those nasty storms kind of roll toward the Panhandle and Big Bend of Florida. Some light to moderate rain through Atlanta. And then look at this. Let me get all my lines out of the way. Here we go with the mix in the higher elevations here of the Blue Ridge of North Carolina, of the Appalachians. Some snow on the back end. This thing is a whole big mess. And then watch the pink really expand. In places like Roanoke, there may be a quick little hit of snow. But look at how fast the pink came in. And now we're talking about all ice. I'll show you ice and snow accumulations in just 1 second, but I just want to give you kind of a gauge here of what is coming in and time this out. This is 8 o'clock at Saturday morning, by the way, in northern Kentucky, into West Virginia, just south of Cincy. We have some blue showing up. Again, that is the snow. Then we're going to do a fast zoom in here. We are still dealing with some nasty stuff. Saturday morning at 11 o'clock, there's the pink through Harrisonburg into Charlottesville. Again, that's some freezing rain coming through. That's going to be some nasty travel. That is why we have those winter storm warnings in place. We have light snow moving, a few flurries around Cleveland, around the Pittsburgh area, some light to moderate snow, maybe even a quick little burst of moderate to heavy snow in Pittsburgh for a time. The main event with this is going to be just inside I-95 and right on through here. And watch what happens as we get into Saturday evening at 8 o'clock. Some heavy snow towards Albany into Scranton, into upstate New York, towards the Finger Lakes, towards Lake Ontario, Burlington, Vermont, Rutland again, Boston. We have some of that. I want to kind of zoom in a little bit closer here because look how crazy that is. Winter storm watches, by the way, to kind of show, it's the Weather Service kind of split Bergen County in half, and they have the Western County in west in the winter storm watch. So again, New York, Newark, not included in the winter storm watch, but some very, very heavy rain by Saturday, 8 o'clock, right into the New York City metro, also into Long Island. As we move, though, forward in time, we do see a changeover. I don't think there's a ton of snow coming to New York City, but it may be enough to break the snow drought. Again, it's been a long time, almost 2 years since we've had an inch of snow in the Central Park observing site. There's 6 o'clock on Sunday morning, banger into Portland. Some heavy snow, and then it works its way kind of east into Halifax, Nova Scotia, into the southern tip of Nova Scotia as well. So that's something that we're going to be watching as that exits the coast. So in terms of how much snow is coming our way, I kind of like the representation here. This is the high resolution future model here, her high resolution rapid refresh, and I think it's doing a very nice job handling here. Certainly with the bigger ticket items here, the ticket totals, right smack dab into interior Pennsylvania, interior New York, and then into west of New York City. I do think, though, it is missing out. I think there's going to be a lot more snow than just 5 inches. I think we could double that, especially if we see that purple coming up, pushing 10 inches. I think a good 6 to 10 inches really from Albany to Rutland, and then maybe even sneaking into northeast Pennsylvania. I think we're good off of Lake Ontario there in Syracuse, getting anywhere from 4 to maybe 8 inches of snow. Now, on the ice front, this is where it gets ugly. I've never met one person that would love to have ice over snow. It's terrible. It makes travel that much worse. I mean, travel kind of stinks in the snow, but you can get around if you've got the proper snow gear, the snow tires. Those things work like magic. Nothing works. I don't care what you drive. It doesn't work on ice. Reduces all the friction. But a decent amount of ice coming to the Blue Ridge Mountains just south of Asheville. You see that purple strip there? Could get a half inch of ice in the higher elevations there towards Galax, Virginia, 1/4 of an inch. Roanoke, that'll be another almost 1/4 of an inch. And then up into Hot Springs, 2/100 of an inch. What a 1/4 of an inch will do, it might start to mess with your power a little bit. You really need to start to get up to that half-inch range to really start having some widespread power issues. But this will no doubt glaze the roads. This will make travel ridiculously hard and ridiculously dangerous. So just keep that in mind. Saturday into the early stages of Sunday for sure, until we can get the sun up to help melt things around and get the road crews out there to treat things. But kind of a nasty trip down I-81. I would not suggest driving I-81 this weekend at all, especially Saturday and into the first half of Sunday. It is going to be ugly. All right, so that is Storm 1. Thank you for sticking with me. If you guys are still here, post in the comments. If you are, well, I want to know where you're tuning in from also, by the way. Post in the comments where you're watching from. If you're going to be impacted by snow, if you're rooting for the snow, post that in the comments. Here is Storm 2. Already getting underway by the time we pick this up. This is Monday afternoon. We have a nice area of low pressure deepening here, coming out of just west of Oklahoma City. So that means we have a nice little band of heavy snow through the panhandle of Oklahoma back toward Des Moines, especially western Iowa, toward Lincoln, Nebraska, into southwest Minnesota, closer to Pipestone, and just south of the Twin Cities as that slides through. Now, the area of low pressure, it's still kind of elongated here, so we're still watching this thing try to get stronger. It pushes east. Rain snow line is going to be south of Des Moines at this time. I want to zoom this out close for you, for my friends in Detroit. I had a lot of questions on the last video about, okay, are we going to get rain or snow in Detroit? I think we're going to get both, but I do think you actually have a shot here to pile up a little bit of snow. I'm going to have, next week, we're going to talk much more about what I think is actually going to happen, but we have a nice big chunk of high pressure, almost like that banana high pressure. It kind of looks like a banana here. And you have all of that moisture then running into a wall of cold air. So you need the high. There's the saying, forecast the high, forecast the snow. So there you go right there with some of that. And then as we get into early morning on Tuesday, that rain snow line is right around Toledo-ish and south. And then we start to get some mixing in, and then we get into some rain. The rest of the event is going to depend exactly where that area of low pressure goes. We have our warm front draped across as well, but we need to have some of that colder air on this end now to kind of push back at the surge of warmer air on the east side of that area of high pressure, or low pressure, I should say. As promised at the beginning of this video, 8 to 14-day temperature outlook. We are talking about the potential for a lot of cold, especially in the western 2/3 of the country. Chicago, St. Louis, Wichita, getting into Texas, the western side of the United States. I showed you this in another video, but I want to show you again in case you didn't see that video. Share this with your friends, by the way. This is the update, by the way. The Climate Prediction Center forecast did not go out as far as what we were talking. We were breaking down, though, by the middle of January, there was going to be a lot of cold. So it gives us more confidence also when the Climate Prediction Center jumps on board. And I'm going to show you why. It's because of the oscillations that we broke down. Let me go to my other computer here, and I want to show you the Arctic oscillation, at least for the next couple of weeks, appears like it's going to stay negative. That means we have a weak jet stream. It's wavy, so expect things to be stormy, and more often than not, at least taste of cold. Now, North American, the NAO, the North American oscillation, North Atlantic oscillation, I should say, also negative. This is what you need with blocking over Greenland. So you have that negative feel too. And keep in mind that we're seeing that really tank negative as we speak. It takes about a week or two for things to kind of change, and that would put it, just like the Climate Prediction Center showed, into the middle of January. Pacific North American, that's why I kept on calling it North American, because I was just looking at the PNA when I was talking about the NAO. This is negative. So that's one of the reasons why there's still some warmth in the Northeast and in Florida, because what the PNA does, a negative PNA like what it shows here, is trough in the west, ridge in the east. So that would allow the cold air to come down here, and that's exactly, again, what the Climate Prediction Center is also seeing. For big snows in New England, I-95 corridor, you want that PNA to be positive as can be, because that means we are breaking a huge ridge out west. Not only do you get the Lee cyclogenesis, that's where you get those really big storms to kind of ramp up and then work their way up in this direction, but then you have the cold to meet up with it right there. So the trifecta, and that's what I was saying, 2 out of 3 is bad for a northeast snowstorm. You like to have all 3 of those when you get those cataclysmic big nor'easters that I think a lot of us that have ever lived in the Northeast know and love, and it has been a very, very long time. Again, a pretty nice one coming your way in interior New England. Boston is going to be pretty nice for you as well. New York City, I think we get a slushy inch, maybe a slushy 2 inches. Could end the snow drought. I think we'll certainly see some flakes, but this is not going to be the big one for New York City. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you found this content helpful, hit that thumbs up button for me, and if you want to stay updated not only on the rest of winter, not only on the spring severe weather season right around the corner, but on hurricane season as well, you've come to the right place. Hit that subscribe button for me, and we will catch you next time.